All right. So satellites were invented to give plausible deniability to the natural motion of entities that fly around our sphere. And at the same time, light pollution was also invented to hide their presence from, the majority of the population.
Wait, we
Like,
invented light pollution, like the aurora borealis kind of thing, like that light pollution, or like the
no, no, no.
generation of like tons of lights in
I
a
mean, like,
city that like
exactly. I mean, like street
brightens up
lights
the
in
area and
cities.
prevents you from seeing into space, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. That. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay. So
yeah.
somebody, the government, somebody invented
Somebody.
light pollution.
Yeah, like I mean, quite frankly, I'm not even saying that it was government. I don't even know who did it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like,
Okay.
this is just somebody. Ayo, they. The
Right.
eponymous they.
Okay. They.
Yeah. The they. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
they.
My
Yeah.
my pronouns are the and the. Those are those are not pronouns, but okay.
Wow. Good.
Damn.
This is good.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is good. Okay, so all right, we've got light pollution. They creates light pollution, and that prevents what?
Um, Prevents people from seeing the various entities, or at the very least, it gives plausible deniability so that when people are seeing the various entities that fly around our sphere,
Mm-hmm.
um, like so when you look up into the night sky and you see something moving fast and it like kind of, you know, travels in various directions or what have you, you're not actually witnessing a UFO. You're witnessing something else, like it's something. You're witnessing something else that is maneuvering around our realm, uh, in the realm of the air, so to speak. Um, and satellites were created and set into orbit specifically along with light pollution to give plausible deniability to saying that's just a satellite. Like that's what the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, so in this scenario, somebody sees something they believe to be a UFO, right?
Yeah,
But the
or
light
an entity.
pollution, or an entity.
Yeah,
Okay, so aside from a UFO, well, do we have
UFOs are part
classifications
of
for
this.
this entity? Right. So UFOs are included, but do we have
Yeah,
a better understanding or classification of an entity in this? Do we have a definition of it in this scenario? We talking like aliens? Like
more like you
I'm
know
just trying to
how
figure out how far this is gonna go.
yeah, yeah, like I'm trying to classify it for you.
Uh huh.
Like imagine what a fish would think if they could think, if they do think.
Uh huh.
We can get to that later. Um, imagine what a fish would think seeing a boat floating on the surface of the water
Mm-hmm.
and then seeing a face
It's a UFO.
leaning
It's
over
an
the boat.
unidentified floating object.
Right, exactly. It's an unidentified floating object,
Right.
or according to the new terminology, an unidentified. It'd be a UFP, probably a unidentified floating phenomena. Um, and then
Floating phenomena. There you go.
you got a face,
Okay.
leaning over the edge and
Yeah.
above the water. So you're seeing past the fish would be seeing past a barrier they can't cross. There's a
Okay.
field there that they can't cross.
Okay.
So how would a fish categorize a human being?
As an entity, I'd imagine as an entity.
Right, as an entity,
Right.
something that just kind of
So we're not limiting this to our basic understanding of aliens per se, but we're also not
no,
extending it to a known definition of anything more relevant than
correct.
aliens. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good.
it's,
That's good.
yeah.
Somebody out there has
We're
got
just
to be
leaving
worried
everything on the
about
table.
this. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
100%.
We're putting all of the nothing on the table.
It,
It's pretty fascinating.
somebody's got to put it there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's not
Like,
really nothing. We're putting the everything of unknown on the table. We're putting the unknown there. Well,
exactly.
we'll call it that. We'll call it that. If it's a little bit better, it's a little bit more appropriate. So,
Yeah.
all right. So going back to the premise here, we have light pollution, right? Then you mix in satellites, and essentially the idea is that when somebody looks up into the sky and they say, "Oh, I think I see a UFO," or "Oh, I think I see some kind of entity or an alien," whatever it might be. Um,
Something with intention behind it is moving up there.
okay, sure. We'll we'll just be as vague as possible so that we do not
Yeah.
define or constrain the imagination in the scenario. We've got to
Yeah.
include all of the perspectives here. Um,
Exactly.
so essentially, the whole idea is that when somebody looks up and says something like that, no matter what that may be, that somebody could say, "Oh, well, you can't see it very well because of light pollution, or you don't even know what that is. It could just be a satellite." So the light pollution is there to construe the object or the entity, or the whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then the satellite is there to provide plausible deniability of saying, "You don't know what that
Like
is. That's probably
if
just a
somebody
satellite."
does happen to see it, like so they go outside of an area with light pollution, and they do look up in the sky, and they're like, "What the hell is that?" They can just say, "What's a satellite?"
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Um, so this is probably one of our vaguest conspiracies. An unknown they uh, creates light pollution in satellites in order
Yeah.
to provide plausible deniability and construance of an unknown entity, alien, UFO, UFP,
Yeah.
whatever it
Right.
might be. Okay.
Right. Because I mean, who knows what's up there? You know,
Yeah,
like I mean,
yeah.
they say we know what's up there. They say we've been up there. Have
Right,
you?
right. Is this scaring people?
I'd say it's probably scaring at least a few people.
Fair.
I mean, it's not, I mean, it doesn't keep me up at night, but like, I mean, there's got to be somebody that's like freaking the fuck out about it, or excuse me, that's freaking out about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, absolutely,
Uh,
absolutely. There's definitely a viability to that. Um, did Brian bring this to you?
no. Actually, it was. Hold on, I forget his name. Give me one sec. I gotta find his name
Maybe
in
you
the.
can look up pins while you've got a. Oh, there it is. Wait. No, we got it.
It was No, it was actually Kevin.
Oh, Kevin. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
It's
so
in the
for
same department, but
right. Same department as Brian. So for our viewers, we're not in the same department as the Department of Pattern and Correlation Review.
yeah,
He's referring to Kevin Alvarez, the manager of Correlative Observations.
yeah,
He brings a lot of stuff to us in terms of intake analysis. In this case, observations and things that correlate. So that does make sense. Something as vague and easily misconstrued as
yeah. It's not,
UFOs and
nothing so clear as
outer
what
space
Brian usually brings
entities.
us. Yeah,
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Kevin's an interesting guy. We'll have to get to know him a little bit better. But
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, he
for
seems like a
for
good guy, but
yeah, to be transparent about Brian's position, he's the lead conspiracy intake analyst. So most of what you'll see us talking about is going to be from Brian Whitaker. He does a really good job bringing us everything that he can with the
yeah,
the constraints that he's given.
yeah.
But he
Which
does a
are
good job.
tight. Yeah,
Right. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine trying to, infer every conspiracy that the public has without any
yeah.
legal
He's got
reliable
nothing.
input methods. So,
Like he's got nothing to go on. Like he comes into work every day and he just kind of sits there and just thinks hard about what could be possibly bothering you guys. So I mean,
have you met
little
Brian?
round of applause for him. Yeah, dude. I have lunch with him like every Tuesday.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't have
Yeah.
described him as thinking hard, but
Listen, man. To each their own.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta, in order to get everything turning, you gotta
He
gotta
doesn't
use your
watch
own
this, does he?
methods. I don't think anybody in the departments are legally obligated to watch this. The only people who are actually required to
Okay.
watch this are in the Department of Records and Acknowledgement, not the Pattern and Correlation Review.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Okay. Okay. Cool.
I would wager that
Yeah, because
Patricia
we can't have
watches
any
it.
input.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But I'd
Yeah.
wager Patricia watches it as the compliance officer of acknowledgement standards. She probably
Yeah.
watches it just to make sure that we're in compliance. I'm sure as we go on, she'll probably let us know when we're not
Hey, Patty.
compliant. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah. All
I'm
right.
sure she'll be
Well,
the cause of a lot of issues.
yeah. Well,
This
shit. I don't know. I can't remember from the last time we had to go through training. Is it sexual harassment to give another coworker flowers?
I don't think it's considered sexual harassment yet.
Oh, yeah. Okay, but it might be
Yeah,
on the docket. Okay. All right.
yeah.
If I give her flowers, it might end up in the next
Yeah.
training.
You'll just have to see what social media does with it, which is
Okay.
another conspiracy. You might as well just say that social media is just governed by the government.
Oh, we're getting to that, boy. Hey,
Oh
we're getting
yeah,
there. Oh
very
yeah, we're
good,
getting there.
very
Not
good.
not not in this episode. But
Why
soon.
not?
Well, I mean, if we have time, give me one sec, because we got another one on the docket.
Okay. I don't think we're like constrained to anything in particular. The Department of Pattern and Correlation Review just provides us with information. I don't think we have any kind of a deadline to hit anything in particular. So
Oh, we
feel
don't have
free
to
to do
like
it
get.
however you like.
Okay. Okay.
I don't think so.
All right. All right. I'm just trying to stay within standards. Um,
We'll have to ask Patty
actually,
about that, but
is it okay? So is it Patty that we needed to ask about that?
she's the compliance officer.
Okay.
I don't
I
know.
didn't
She
know if
didn't say
like
anything
maybe
about it
somebody else in the
before.
department. Okay. Okay.
No, I don't think she said anything about it.
Okay.
The only other person I could imagine saying anything would be Jonathan. The
Yeah, that's what I was
what
thinking.
his title is the senior advisor, um,
Yeah.
public
Public
perception
perception
stability.
stability officer. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So if anybody were to say anything about that of what we do and say on the show, it'd probably be him. But no,
Okay.
it's just like
Okay.
any other government job. We just
Yeah.
we just
I've
get
had.
we just get paperwork on our desk and we move it from the left side to the right side.
Listen. Ain't nobody needs to know about that. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I didn't spend 12 years in college to have you fuck up excuse me, screw up. I'm gonna have to work on that. To have you
Are
screw
we
up
supposed to be
my.
doing that?
Oh, am I? Can I? Hey, yo, can I cuss? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Is it compliance or?
Again,
Hold on, let
another
me
Patty
message Patty real
question.
quick. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
let me message Patty real quick. Hold on.
yeah. I got you. So while he's doing that, working through it a little bit, kind of going over our org chart. We got the Department of Pattern and Correlation Review. They kind of bring in all of our data to go over this. The paper that arrives on the left side that I just mentioned. We're in the Department of Public Interpretation, which I'm sure you noticed. Allen Doles, my co-host, the director of Public Interpretation. It's actually not the director of the department. He's just the director of public interpretation. It's just a coincidence that the department is named the same thing. Then there's the deputy director for concern analysis. That's Thomas Klein. Then the senior outreach liaison acting is Rebecca Mills. She handles our Substack primarily. She's very nice to work with. Really, we've only gotten to know Rebecca and Thomas so far. Thomas not so much, but that's the gist of our department at least, and we'll get to know the others as time moves on, and as we figure out how exactly this NGO is supposed to run. It's been an interesting ride getting this up and coming. We were given about 48 hours to actually kick this thing off. We were initially just told that we needed to get moving. Had 48 hours before we were supposed to do the first stream, and yeah. It's been fun. It's definitely been fun.
Hey, to say the least. to say the least. It's been fun, and I mean, quite frankly, I mean, Brian's done a pretty good job. Um, I kind of liked the one that came from Kevin. I'm a little bit of a fan of vagaries, of things that kind of get the juices flowing.
I still
Um,
really want some kind of a better definition of entities, but I'll hold off on that, I suppose.
well, I mean, I
I
don't see
think the
why there'd be
parallel
anything
was
wrong
good.
with us
I think the
revisiting.
parallel was good, but
Yeah, you think so? Okay, okay.
I personally see it as like, okay, like if you've got a boat, right, but then a
Yeah,
fisherman leans over at the side, like puts his face to the water, right, and like
yeah.
all the fish see the face, like how would the fish not just say it was an alien? Like what exactly makes an entity different from an alien? Or if you do see an entity, why is it not an alien? Like, are we talking like something on the spiritual plane, something else, like something psychological? Like,
Because again, it's open to interpretation. It's open to what do you
okay,
fear? What
okay,
do you fear the most? Because I think the fundamental question of like the question between an alien and entity, like the difference between those two from an ontological perspective, would be an alien, I think, is something that invokes specifically fear, whereas an
okay.
entity is something that is, I'm gonna be entity is the wrong word, but it's just kind of what I had from Kevin at the time. So maybe we revisit it and think on it, um, see what we can come up with, and maybe try and nail it down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We can definitely revisit that. That's definitely very interesting. So you had a third topic for our docket tonight, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Third
Okay.
of four total.
Oh, we have four tonight. Okay, very good,
And
very
we have
good,
four tonight. Yeah, yeah.
very cool,
Brian
very
was
cool.
very generous this
Oh,
evening.
wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. So this one is a little bit more. Um, it's a little vague, but it's a little
Okay,
bit more specific than the last one.
okay,
Um, so allegedly, there's a massive underground cloning industry that isn't publicized or talked about
okay,
like at all. But most of the countries, the United States, and really, because honestly, fuck everybody else. The USA's meat production has actually shifted over to cloned meat. Um, this is something that kind of came about, I think, especially after the late '90s with Dolly the sheep.
oh yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so Dolly the sheep came up, and then all of a sudden, hear anything else about her.
Yeah, because they claim
Uh,
that didn't really go anywhere, right?
right. Oh well, it's just too expensive or whatever. And then
Mm-hmm.
coincidentally, um, about it's about 12, 13 years later, the director of the FDA at the time, not the FDA, excuse me, the USDA, came
Okay.
out like, well, if cloning was viable, it wouldn't really be possible to track the provenance of meat because it's all genetically the same if it is in fact cloned.
Okay.
So, why would we ever spend money to invest in an infrastructure to track and trace the provenance of meat that is cloned or not cloned if you can't really tell to begin with? Which, you know, the scientific validity of that statement notwithstanding, and we're not calling that into question at all because I don't give a shit. Um,
Right, right.
yeah, I would imagine that there's quite a few people that are at least thinking about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Okay, so the
you
the
go to an Applebee's and you start tasting something funky, you know, like meat starts smelling like wet dog. Like you might get a little concerned. You know what I'm saying?
okay, so the premise here is that there's an underground cloning facility, right? Um,
No, just an underground cloning industry.
Oh, industry, like the whole industry is kind of underground, but not literally, just
Yeah.
like kind of veiled,
No, no, no,
if you
not
will.
literally, but like, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Not
So
talked
so
about, not publicized, not,
right. I got you. I got you. So there's this cloning industry, right? And essentially the idea is that um, this industry actually supplies all of the meat products for like basic food chains and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So
Below a certain like cost threshold. Yeah.
okay. Um, is, is this real?
I mean, I don't
Because
know, man. You tell me.
this sounds close to home, you know. Um, I mean, food has been getting worse. The meat has been getting worse. Uh, this sounds dangerous, you know.
I
Uh,
mean, hey, listen, man. I can neither confirm nor deny. You know what I'm saying?
right. This is
Listen,
this is
I'm
just the
just out here
public's.
trying to. This is
So
just
this
this.
this is
Somebody
just
out
the
there's got
public's interpretation.
right. This is the public interpretation. This is
Right.
what This is
So
what people could be concerned about, and
so we
we're
had the
trying to acknowledge every concern.
yeah, absolutely. Even if something is laughable, like we're obviously here to acknowledge every concern. Just
Right.
because something could be laughed at, I mean, you can misunderstand something and laugh at it and actually be a legitimate concern. So that's not something that we're ever implying.
Yeah.
But in this scenario, what you're saying is that essentially food has gotten worse. Fast food restaurants, pretty rough. Uh,
Yeah.
there was Dolly the sheep way back when, kind of funky, but
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, scientific breakthrough, and then you just kind of didn't
supposedly,
hear anything about it
yeah,
for
supposedly it just didn't go
the last
anywhere.
30 years. Yeah, or
So what?
28, I guess.
So is it just limited to food, or are they cloning other things?
That is a question indeed.
Okay, but in this framework, I suppose. What do you think the public thinks about the cloning of other things?
Okay, okay. Well, I
I mean,
appreciate
we
you
can keep it. We can
taking
keep it
that
to
tack with
food.
it.
We can keep it
No,
to
no, no.
food at the moment. Is it only sheep that we're worried about, or did we go further? You know, when,
No.
if I go get
Yeah.
lamb shank, am I only worried about that, or am I worried
No.
about now we're cloning cows, things like that? We're cloning pigs.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
go
I mean,
to an
no,
unnamed
no,
fast food restaurant, and my food is kind of crap, and
yeah.
kind of wondering where that came from.
Well, because I mean, especially when you start to think about the monopolization of the food industry as a whole,
Hmm.
specifically food supply.
Right.
Um, you know, where most of these restaurants, like you go to McDonald's, you go to Chick-fil-A, you go to I mean, maybe not Chick-fil-A not necessarily, but like in general, you go to fast food joints, and then
Hmm.
they're getting their stuff from the same place. Like it may be different products. Like
Right.
obviously,
Right.
McDonald's has a McDonald's hamburger,
Right. But there's only so many trucks on the road.
right? And I mean, maybe those are bad examples because I do believe that the major fast food chains have their own like in-house supply chains,
Okay. Okay.
but stuff like Mexican restaurants.
Hmm.
There's like 13 trillion Mexican restaurants every square foot,
Right.
um, and you go into any one of them, they could have 115 different names in the same square mile, and but they're all serving the same food.
Yeah.
That's because they all came from the same specific ethnic food supplier. Like there are trucks that are branded from a very specific um, like food supply company, and they service all of the Mexican restaurants in an area.
Okay.
Um, so it's stuff like that where it's like okay, you have a single supplier, like the chain would be single supplier for a given area. Oh, I gotta make sure it's in the fucking camera frame. There we go. Single supplier for a given area, and then you have uh, the where that supplier is getting their meat, their whatever. Like I mean, in
Right.
this
Right.
case, it would be specifically like meat, um, beef, pork, chicken,
Mm-hmm.
lamb, fucking. Oh, what's an, what's another what's
What's
another
another
category
animal?
of meat? And what's another animal? I don't even
Damn,
know.
quick!
Venison, uh,
Venison. And we got deer. Are they cloning the deer?
bison.
Is that how the
I mean, there's.
bison came back?
I
Did
just
they
heard
clone
about
the
this
bison?
actually. Yeah, you think they're out there
It
with
was
the government cutting down forests to make artificial
to make
fucking
artificial toilet paper
land? Yeah,
as
exactly.
opposed to natural toilet paper.
As opposed to natural toilet paper. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like,
So we've got
yeah,
bison, right? Like that
yeah,
is the animal that like almost went extinct. Like we almost killed the fuck out of it.
yeah. We want,
Um.
yeah,
Okay. So
slaughtered.
slaughtered. Sure.
Yeah,
Um.
yeah,
So essentially, they could have applied this to bison. Bison started dying out, or
yeah.
we kind of killed them
This is
out, however you
an
want to call
extinct
it.
or endangered species.
Right, right. Okay, so you're thinking that maybe they use that to bring bison back. Um,
Yeah,
okay,
which I
so
mean
maybe,
is
maybe
not
maybe they're using
necessarily
it on deer,
ignoble.
maybe they're using it on anything else. Well, here's a valuable question. What about all the other animals that are going extinct? Are they not capable of cloning these animals as well? Maybe science doesn't care. That's definitely a viable question. Science might not care. You good?
Yeah, I needed that. Sorry. Anyway, where were we?
Bison.
Okay, all right, yeah, all right. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. Um, no, I no,
Do they
I
not
do
provide a
think
water cooler at the office?
no, they did, but I just had a full glass and I was feeling it. I
Nice.
was feeling the need for water.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah. I mean, and speaking of the office, I gotta
Hydration.
throw this. I gotta throw this out there. They've got us running this live stream, running a newscast at freaking 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
Depending on obviously your time zone. Um,
yeah, right.
whew,
Yeah,
it was
it's a
rough.
little rough, isn't it?
At least they could provide, freaking water spigot.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, at least I'm drinking out of my own cup,
All
not
right,
fucking.
so
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
So we've
Anyway,
got
so
potentially bison, right? Maybe we brought the
yeah,
bison back. They were going extinct. Maybe we cloned them. Maybe we brought them back. Um, what about other animals? Other animals that are going extinct. Does science not care? Do they not care to bring those back? Maybe it is expensive to bring them back. Maybe cloning's cheaper though. Hard to make that argument if they're using cloning to make all of our basic food. So it
yeah.
just kind of comes back to the idea that there are extinct creatures out there, and maybe they don't care about the creatures going extinct as much as they lead us to believe. I mean, what would these creatures do for them? The they. What would these creatures do for the they?
They. Well, when you think about something like PETA, who
Yeah.
goes up in arms over like mink, rabbits, and
Right.
rabbits are
Right.
extinct. Like whoever the fuck, that's throwing buckets of blood around like it's, I don't know, Sam Hain or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but the mink industry, per se, like or
Meat.
for instance,
Mink. Sorry.
mink, Mink.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, ayo, Mike Indigo November Kilo.
There you
Sorry,
go.
I was thinking of another word for N. Anyway, we're gonna breeze on past that. um, you think of the mink industry and how profitable it would be to have the image that mink are an endangered species, or at the very least, a species that has to be kept at a certain level. So
Right.
there's an inherent scarcity to mink fur.
Mm.
Artificial's not something that people who care about a nice fur coat give a shit
Right.
about. Like
Right.
that, they want the real thing. So if you're gonna induce an artificial scarcity, you stand to make a lot of money if people are led to believe that these animals are going extinct or at least endangered, um,
Right.
and you're artificially creating scarcity. The same thing with,
Hmm.
with the food supply as well. Like, because I mean, if you really sit there and think about how much food is really utilized in a day, even just from like from just the United States. Um, how much food on a daily basis, including waste, uh, is processed, purchased, and eaten, and then thrown away um, on a daily basis by 350 plus million American citizens. Like it is, even just from the perspective of the United States, it's kind of a staggering thought, just how much resource is consumed in a day. Um, and I don't know, like, I mean, if you think about it from like the they's perspective, if the they is tasked with actually ruling over such a vast population, um, yeah, from their perspective, it kind of does make sense. Like, sure, the populace might not enjoy the idea that they're eating something that whose DNA has been ripped to shreds from just cloning over and over and over and over and over again. But they're still eating it, and they're still fed. And because they're still fed, they're not running around with pitchforks. Like it's the rules of the game are still very simple. At the end of the day,
Right.
like yeah, there's talk of like civil war. There's talk of war in general. There's talk of unrest over various things. But at the end of the day, if the people are fed, they're not coming after your throat.
Right. Right. Okay. So what you're saying is that perhaps cloning provided an alternative to trying to keep the people fed in case natural methods kind of phased out, became more of a struggle, something like that. We wanted to make sure the cloning was a viability to make sure that the people remain fed. It's important that we don't tell them though, especially while we're getting the industry up and going, because
Yeah,
obviously that's not appealing. That's something people would not be okay with. It would end up conspiracy
yeah,
shows,
yeah.
stuff like that.
The ethical considerations of it, like
Absolutely.
there's a lot
Right.
of
Right.
things that would have to be talked about, and ultimately, if you're going to talk, or if you're going to think about it from the they's perspective, it's like, well, why do we have to have the conversation? Like,
Right. Right.
they're not going to feed themselves,
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and
at least from their
especially when
perspective.
you're looking at it from such a wide lens. What does it really matter how different it is? If you can clone
Right.
it and it looks like the same kind of meat, it is the same kind of meat. From they's perspective, who
Not
cares?
significantly different. That is all that's required to be told to the FDA in
I
order
was
to
gonna
approve.
say that. Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah,
Yep. That's exactly how the FDA works. So if
yeah.
we're gonna say that cloned meat looks like regular meat, looks like regular meat,
Indistinguishable.
doesn't it?
Hey, yo,
There you
okay,
go.
all right,
There you go. There you
okay.
go. Hey, meat's allowed. Oh look, more meat.
For me, hey,
Why even
yo,
approve it?
who cares about the provenance, right? Hey, yo,
Yeah.
we can't even figure that out. Why would you care?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
forget about it.
So going
Hey,
back to
yo, your
the
burger smells like wet dog. Fucking burn your nostrils out. Who cares?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it looks the
Yeah,
same on paper. As long as we put meat parentheses cloned. I mean, it looks the same as meat without the parentheses. So
that's what I'm saying.
the FDA don't mind.
Yeah,
Some of those chains out there, they don't mind either.
it
They
don't
don't mind
matter. You
either.
know what I'm saying?
It's
Yeah.
true. It's true. Okay. So I'm kind of on board with that one. Not gonna lie. Kind
Okay.
of dig that
Okay.
one. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said,
I'd give it
I
a
think it's a legitimate concern for a lot of people out there.
+1 from Adam.
Okay.
Okay, so going back to the mink though, let's talk about that. We're talking about synthetic scarcity, essentially.
Yeah.
We're talking about something like diamonds, right? Don't mind
Oh, yeah.
diamonds. Don't mind diamonds. You can't do that. Why?
Yeah.
Well, suddenly they become a little less rare, right? That's all there is to it.
Right.
It's just
Yeah. Yeah.
rarity. That's it.
Yeah. So we're gonna
So
we're
we
gonna
talk
we're gonna
about
create conflict to
right,
prevent you from
right,
mining some diamonds, or even
right,
to prevent you from mining the diamonds, so that that person over there that we actually want to support, who's open to our, suggestions,
right.
can do the mining instead.
Okay. Be able to
Yeah.
control the whole mining process. Yeah, absolutely. Many cards to be played in this scenario. And the same can be said for endangered animals. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Same can be said there. Because, you could say, like, oh, well, we can't save certain animals. What would it matter if we did save them? Or you could say that, well, you got mink. Like you said, mink fur, it's a commodity, it's a luxury.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If we
Yeah.
amplified
Chinchilla.
the product.
Imagine how many chinchillas it takes to make a fucking chinchilla coat.
Are chinchillas endangered creatures?
I don't know.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second.
Hold on a minute. We got to do some impromptu research here. I'm gonna have to get on Brian about that.
Oh, wait, we're breaking things. Hold on a second. Oh gosh, okay, so, that did not go well.
What, like the
Having some
information?
serious technical issues. Oh gosh, okay. Just imagine if everything reloaded itself about 1,000 times a second.
That's not good.
Oh. Alright. That's bricked. Like I said, bad hardware. Nope.
What?
They don't give us anything
Wait,
good.
Wait, you weren't able to Google it?
I can't look that up.
Okay, hold on, I got you. Una momento. Wait, what were you looking up again?
Are chinchillas in danger?
Okay, hold on.
I'm stuck. I've got nothing. I can't look that up.
Wait, like are you frozen?
No. My browser was literally just reloading as fast as you could blink.
Wow,
I
that's
couldn't do
crazy.
anything with it. It was very odd.
Hold on. Message that to Brian. That might be a conspiracy. Hold on.
Yeah, it is very possible that that people will be messing with what we're doing here as a government. How do we classify this again? We're an NGO, but
We're an NGO,
sanctioned
but
and
we're
regulated.
yeah. Well, so we're publicly funded NGO, staffed entirely by government employees,
Right.
classified as a nonprofit, but still accepting donations. Yeah, you'll have to talk to somebody in accounting because
I don't think we have
it
an
goes over my
accountant.
head. Who do
I don't
we
know.
don't?
No. There's only 3 departments. The Department of Pattern and
I know
Correlation
that.
Review, the Department of Public Interpretation, and the Department of Records and Acknowledgement. We don't
Oh,
have an
hold on a minute,
accountant.
because I've heard about like a fourth branch or a fourth department.
Well, I mean, whether or not a 4th department exists, I don't think they're going to have our accountants, even if they did. Let's table that.
All right, we'll table that.
Let's
We'll
table that because
All right.
there's not a known 4th department,
All right. I'm just saying.
but they wouldn't have our accountant anyway.
All right. At the very least, they wouldn't have our accountants. All right. Okay. I'll concede that point. All right. Don't need to be getting too testy these days. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the whole point of what I was getting at was sometimes people hack into things like this. Sometimes other government agencies get involved. Any other government agencies that are here to hack into any of our stuff to mess with what we're doing, we are associated. We're an NGO, but hold off. We are associated with the government, okay? We're also government employees.
Yeah.
Try to lay off. And for any of you out in the public sector who are going to, mess with what we have, hack anything like that, we're here for you. Come on,
Yeah,
we're here for you, especially the two of us. I mean, consider our titles here: the Director of Public
yeah.
Interpretation. How is that any closer to the public than anybody else in the government? And the Chief
I'm literally a
Transparency
public servant.
Officer. I am here to be as transparent as possible with everybody, to help
Yeah,
our department, help our organization be transparent with the public about the conspiracies that you guys have.
yeah.
Um,
Or could even
if
possibly have.
anybody, if anybody messes with that, it's just going to hinder everything. There's nothing to
Yeah,
be gained from trying to shut this down. So
yeah. I
please
mean, come on, give us a break, guys. Like,
leave
I
my
mean,
process
literally, we
alone.
just started. Like, give us even a chance. All right. So back to your question.
Mm-hmm.
Both species of chinchilla, um, the long-tailed and the short-tailed, the
Mm-hmm.
Chinchilla lanigera and the chinchilla are
Mm-hmm.
classified as endangered on the IUCN Red List of Threatened Species. The status reflects a severe population decline with an estimated 90% drop in numbers since 2001. Hold on, okay, that might be correlative to hold on, who was the correlative? Was that Kevin?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I need to send that to Kevin actually because 2001. I mean, I think we all know where that's going. So I might have to send that over to him real quick and see what he can dig up about that. So you know, um,
wait, wait. You're interpreting that the public may have a conspiracy theory that relates chinchillas to a particular event that happened in 2001.
every concern must be acknowledged.
I agree with this. Absolutely, that's
I
what we're
mean,
here
it's
for.
it's the
I'm,
mission
I'm just
statement.
asking. I'm just asking if it is a potential interpretation of the public's concern.
I believe so. And under the authority of my title, I believe so.
All right.
All right.
I agree. I agree. Send that over
Okay.
to Kevin.
All right. Cool. Cool. All right. Give me one second.
See if he correlates anything there. We definitely have to go back on that when their department gets done working through
No,
that.
absolutely. No, I'll keep on top of them for it.
Jays, if anybody out there has anything regarding that, anything about the endangerment of chinchillas, have anything that relates it to other particular events that happened in 2001,
Right.
feel free to reach out. We won't take it into consideration. We're legally prevented from taking in public information. It's
Right.
one of the ways that we establish trust is that we're not regulated by the government, not associated with the government, but
Right.
we also what was the how did our mission statement go? Hang on a second. It's because this is complex. We need to pull this up exact. I don't think I have it. Man, everything's getting glitchy. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. In order to remain impartial and to promote trust, KWNA operates independently of all government agencies. There you go. We're independent of government agencies, private entities, and public participation. As such, KWNA is legally prohibited by its governing agency from receiving direct input from the public or private sector. So,
Yeah. 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 Exactly. I mean,
right.
everything that you just said.
So, feel free to bring it to us. We can't consider it as an actual input.
Right.
But we'll bring it over to the review department and
Yeah. Yeah. And
they'll see what
I
they
mean,
can do with it.
ultimately, it still helps us because you know it's I'll have to talk to Rebecca about this, but since she's technically the liaison officer, but
Mm-hmm.
it helps us liaise with the public,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's not directly influencing what we're talking about.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Okay, so going back to that, 90% drop in numbers since 2001 due to historical
Mm-hmm.
overhunting for their fur. Again, to my question of how many chinchillas does it take to make a coat? Habitat loss
Seriously.
from mining, grazing, and ongoing poaching in remote mountainous regions. They're widely bred in captivity, but wild populations remain critically low.
So do we have a I guess we can't really go a whole lot further with the correlation of that at the moment. I'm still stuck on 2001.
Well, I mean, we're gonna have to shelve that until Kevin can take a look at it. But I
Any
mean, I'm not gonna
shelving
lie. I
things?
mean, I'm still kind of on it myself. But I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, absolutely.
it's kind of enticing actually.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's so many like possible correlations, like with Saudi Arabia. Like, I mean, it's
Uh-huh.
kind of crazy,
Right,
But
right.
you know, anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. What did you what did you
Oh,
say?
I was curious if we had a fourth item on the docket.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We do. We most assuredly do.
Very cool,
Um,
very cool.
okay, this one's actually kind of a doozy. I kind of saved this one for last.
Really?
Um,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This one's pretty good. It's a little bit more vague. This one actually did come from Kevin. It's a little bit more vague,
Okay.
but it's specific at least in the sense that it names a particular institution. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah. So the Smithsonian is actually an institution dedicated to hiding the past and various phenomena that don't align with the official record.
Okay. Um,
Yeah,
so we're saying that the Smithsonian is actually going to hide things, right? Are we saying that the
yeah.
things that are in the Smithsonian are fake? Are we saying that they are misleading or just perhaps hand-picked truths?
It's more along those lines. Yeah, no, no. I mean, maybe a little bit of all three, but more specifically along that last line. Nice. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. It's a very prescient question.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so really just hand-picked stuff that's probably not important, not really valuable. Um,
Yeah. Or at the
maybe
very least, it's like what is it called? A hung jury, or what's the term legally when like you're or like for the poison tree when you are it's like cherry picking evidence in
yeah,
a
yeah,
way.
yeah, 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 absolutely.
Um, yeah, it's picking only that which reinforces the narrative that or record that you want to be around.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
This sounds incredibly plausible. I'm thoroughly on board with this one.
Uniquely and definitively, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. 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 No,
Yeah,
I completely can see that. I see why the public would be concerned with the idea that our Smithsonian is just cherry picking things to keep, and pretending that they're all like incredible treasures.
right.
That's
Yeah,
definitely part of the ploy.
keeping them under
You
lock
know,
and
like
key.
well,
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely. But if you
yeah,
didn't take it seriously, the cracks would
right.
start to show.
Hey, we know
So
that to be sure.
you got to take everything as incredibly seriously as possible.
Yeah,
That way, like the things that you did cherry pick seem like the most important things we have. There could definitely be nothing more
exactly.
important than that. Okay.
Yeah, treasures
Um,
beyond imagination. Yeah, yeah.
mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
Oh, my internet finally started working. Very nice.
wait, has it not been working this whole time?
I've just been seeing a blur. Yeah, it's been crazy
A blur of what?
of us. A pastel tapestry and the reminiscent of Monet or even Van Gogh, possibly.
oh, oh, you're watching the stream. Okay, okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
okay. I got you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Um. So, what exactly do you think? Do you think that they're covering up with this? Because the idea of this being a conspiracy, like, okay, it's almost like saying, oh, I think there could be a conspiracy, right? And it's like,
Yeah,
well, what is your conspiracy?
yeah,
Because in this scenario, it's like, okay, they're hiding something. Well, I mean, that's the basis for most conspiracies.
yeah.
But if they're saying, okay, this is the cover, all right, so you've identified they're hiding something. You've identified the cover. But where exactly does this conspiracy conclude? What exactly is being hidden, or what is potentially being hidden? What are the potential threats that we have here with this concept that the Smithsonian is hiding something?
I think the answer to your question lies not in a direct answer, but more in a reframing of what you even are asking.
Okay.
Um, what if the real question is not what are they hiding, but what do they want us to focus on instead of something else?
Okay, so it's not like they're keeping something under lock and key. It's more like a magic trick. It's more like okay, I want you to look here so you don't look over there. Yeah. Okay. Um, so
For the audio listeners,
it's
that was a recapitulation of one hand while the other hand is doing something else.
we have audio listeners.
We might. That's a conspiracy.
Did Rebecca set that up? I can't
Maybe.
do that.
What? Oh, have audio listeners?
Just audio. How do we do that?
Oh,
Are
no.
we
I mean, maybe
supposed to
some.
be doing that?
I don't know. Hold on, Ollie Miller.
Because I don't know. I'm supposed to be doing that, whatever that is. So I kind of want to
Oh,
know
okay.
if I'm actually doing my job.
Oh, okay. Well, do you want me to email her, or do you want to email her?
No, I got it.
Okay, okay. Sorry, I mean, this is completely unprofessional, but with this, like he was saying before, we had 48 hours, so we're we haven't even gotten our cups yet. It's we just placed a requisition for those today. We're expecting to see those next week. So,
All right. Yeah, we'll have to figure out whether or not we're doing audio only. I don't know. Would that be through podcast or something like that, or is that something that
I
you
think
do
she
on the
mentioned
YouTube
something about
platform?
that like, Substack can have that. Like
Oh, really?
maybe she's gonna
Oh, like you
convert
can
these
listen
to.
in audio only on like a YouTube stream through Substack.
Yeah, yeah. I think so. It's
Okay,
like an
well,
RSS feed or some shit.
well, she might be in charge of that then. She might be heading that
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
And I just wasn't brought in the loop on that, which I can imagine. She's probably been working just to start setting up the Substack stuff as I've been
Right,
making this
right. Which
happen.
um, we actually need to post the link to that her because she just put out a new post I think last night.
Oh,
So
very
we need to
cool.
put that in the description
Yeah, yeah,
if this
yeah.
is
Okay.
going live.
Yeah. We can do that.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Um, do you want to run over our mission statement real quick? Because that's something that we kind of wanted to do. Um, for the sake of the viewers, kind of go over what KWNA is, talk
Yeah,
about what we're going to be doing in the future, and the coming months on KWNA's future.
yeah. No, absolutely. Do you have? Can you?
I got it right here.
Did you put that pinned or
Just happened.
ah ballin'? So KWNA, we are the quick wit news agency because every concern deserves to be acknowledged. Our mission statement fundamentally is that KWNA is some people call it Queena, but KWNA is a government sanctioned civilian outreach program established to define and represent the voices of the people. In order to remain impartial and to promote trust, KWNA operates independently of all government agencies, private entities, and public participation. As such, KWNA is legally prohibited by its governing agency from receiving direct input from the public or private sector, as my co host Adam mentioned earlier. Instead, KWNA conducts independent review of current events, patterns, coincidences, anomalies, and loosely related observations, through which it develops and records conspiratorial interpretations released as public record. Um, these records are intended to provide the public with identifiable points of concern to which individuals may or may not relate, and to be given a place for that to be acknowledged. And I do want to reiterate, or I do want to point out that this is all available through the FOIA system. The Freedom of Information Act, all of these logs can be accessed through that. So let's keep that in mind. KWNA is legally obligated to acknowledge and take seriously all conspiracies internally generated and recorded, regardless of scale, plausibility, or availability, evidence for the sake of the public it stands to speak for. KWNA aims to ensure that through volume, all possible concerns of the people, real, perceived, inferred, or identified, are given space to exist within the public record. While KWNA does not verify, resolve, intervene in, act upon, or report any of these conspiracies, all concerns are formally and internally logged in accordance with federal acknowledgement guidelines. KWNA regards the public release of these records as a critical step towards transparency and truth.
So that is that's directly out of our KWNA mission statement. Essentially, the idea here is that everybody's concerned with different conspiracy theories, with things that they don't consider conspiracy theories, things they consider fact, things that people are very concerned with, through hearsay or social media, something that a friend told them, something like that. Things that appear to have evidence, some kind of correlation, something like that. Things that are patterns, that you can start to recognize when you really start to look at them. Everybody's concerned with something. The problem with trying to create a government outreach program that's actually capable of addressing all of these issues is that we have just as much of a hard time determining all of this stuff as the public does at times. And so what we've determined is that we can put a place, which is KWNA, we can create a place which allows all of these concerns to be anonymously brought up, essentially, in order for them to be acknowledged as a concern of the people. So it's a way for the government to say, okay, we hear you, we acknowledge what that is saying, and we're going to log it away within KWNA's records. And the intent of this is to try to provide the people with a little bit of a peace of mind, so that everybody feels heard, so that everybody understands that the concerns that they have are being witnessed, are being heard of. But one of the things that we also struggle with is the idea of trust. Because, whenever you're dealing with the public sector, there's a lot of conflicting evidence out there. There's a lot of conflicting information. The use of AI has become incredibly rampant, making it difficult to actually identify anything. But then when you actually look at the government, because this is a program for the people, there's no way that anybody would ever trust it if it was just a simple government-sanctioned, government-run program. It wouldn't really be a public outreach program at all. It would just be a face. So what we've devised here at KWNA is to be able to create a program that does not have input from the government. We're not governed by the government, and we do not have input from the public sector. We're in completely internal process. Just like we mentioned, what was that? There's a part.
Brian. Some Brian and Kevin.
There's a part of our mission statement that I particularly want to reference with that. But regardless, all of it is internal, and that's the important part. All of it is internally done. Guys like Brian and Kevin, they really cause the machine to run, right? Like they're the choke and the prime of the engine. They cause everything
nice
to run.
reference.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
But
I don't know that many viewers under a certain age are going to know what that means. But
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, they cause the machine to run. They cause the engine to run. And what they do is they determine through pattern and what they do is they determine through pattern recognition, analysis, correlation, things like that, various various private inputs that they've utilized as part of their research tools.
Right.
They determine what they believe are correlations that the public is looking at. Right. That's all they do. They just determine what the public is probably looking at. And then everything moves on to our department, which is this aspect of it is specifically head up by my co-host Alan, the director of public interpretation. We then take that data that is provided, and we start to interpret it. We start to analyze it, and then we start considering delivering it to the public and say, hey, these are concerns that you might have. These are theories that you might have come up with. These are things that we believe that a certain group of the public would interpret these correlations as, and then we deliver them back to you. Allow you to know that we are working through them, we are looking at them, we do grasp all of the things that we came up with, and we're delivering that back to you as a way to identify with what you believe. Once that occurs, and everything has kind of come out, everything's been very transparent, very black and white, we send it right back in, and it goes to our records and acknowledgement department. Absolutely. Goes to our records and acknowledgement department, and they log it away. Everything gets logged. Everything's official. It's logged according to our acknowledgement standards. These are government provided standards that we have to meet.
Right.
And then,
they're actually pretty intimately involved in that process.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of times I can just come right back around, and the guys in our review department have access to our own internal records. So what that provides is allowing things to go in a circle like that, allows things to kind of come back around, and allows certain conspiracies to perhaps build on others. And we really start to develop like a layering system, where once one conspiracy becomes acknowledged, who knows what conspiracy can come after that. So those of you who are listening in who think, oh, well, these guys are never going to get deep enough, just you wait. Just let the volume churn. It's going to come out. We're going to research every single possible opportunity and scenario. And everything that we come up with is going to go right back in, and we're going to build on it further. So those of you who think that an entity like this can't do that, we absolutely will.
Not only will we, but we can, and it is. I mean, as I mentioned before, like I went to school for 12 years, like for this job. I literally got a government grant for 12 years. I mean, it wasn't just one; it was multiple over the course of that time span. But I got a 12-year. I was paid for 12 years to go to school by the government, directly recruited out of high school for this job. So, like, it's we're dedicated entirely to not just this profession, but to all the people. We're dedicated to helping not just you, but the government as well. Like to connect in a way that is kind of heretofore unheard of. It's a kind of direct participation of the people in, like, I guess in a way, like the government is always the brunt of the butt of the conspiracies that most people have, and it's like, well, what if the people had a part in it too? Like, what if they had a role to play? And I gotta give massive props to my CTO over here, my Chief Transparency Officer, Adam Mercer. He's like, without him, like everything that I would do would kind of be for nothing, because interpretation is nothing without somebody to really question what's being interpreted. Adam functionally plays the voice of you, of the viewer. So when he is, like, all of his responses to everything that I'm saying are 100% genuine, and you can almost like feel like a little bit of a parasocial relationship if you want to with him, and even like a imprint on him, like a duckling, and just kind of let that be your guide. But either way, to bring it back all around, I really think that we have a solid chance at approaching everything that you guys are concerned about. Just give it time. Just give us time. Keep coming back, and we'll keep churning it out.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and I appreciate the shout out. I greatly appreciate that. There's a lot of hard work that's already gone into all of this. But you know, you mentioned that I kind of speak for the people, and this is actually true of both of us. Honestly, you know that you kind of think for the people, and I kind of speak for the people. You know, and in a way, we kind of do the same thing. When you're thinking, I'm speaking. When I'm thinking, you're speaking. You know, and
Yeah, yeah,
you're interpreting for the public, and I'm trying to make sure that all of that becomes transparent to the public, and trying
yeah,
to question everything that you're interpreting, and you're doing vice versa. You're interpreting everything that
yeah,
I'm that
yeah,
I'm bringing up as from the public perspective. So
yeah,
really, like as you and I go back, we're both part of the public. You know, we're both
yeah,
thinking and acting as the public, and so you as the viewer, um, the two of us just kind of become you, you know, and
yeah.
what we believe and what we say, um, ideally through this process, will be what you will be doing and saying. So there's
Well, I mean, have you ever yelled at a sheet of drywall in front of you? Like the way
yeah,
that the sound echoes back into your ears, and you're getting the
yeah,
immediate
yeah,
feedback of everything that you're saying, and
yeah,
then it just
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
absolutely,
recycles back out. It's that same process.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Well, I think that's a very thorough explanation of what we're going to be trying to be doing over the next few months. Um, I'm Adam Mercer, Chief Transparency Officer,
I'm Allen Doles, Director of Public Interpretation.
and this is KWNA.
Amen.